So I think your choice to run as Republicans is interesting. In a different time with a different leader at the head of your party, it might be a different situation, but this is this time, this is now, and we have a sexual assailant in the White House who's running your party, so why are you a member of that party?
And what I can tell you is I'm about to become incredibly unpopular in this room. And the reason being is I truly believe that Donald Trump is the president that is needed for this time. And hear me out. I met this person on the campaign trail, and when I met him, he treated me with more respect than the GOP establishment has ever treated me with. And his children were respectful, they were hardworking, they were intelligent, they were articulate, they spoke to policy. We sat for 2.5, almost 3 hours. I talked to Eric and Laura Trump about policies as far spread as foster and adoption care to the financial crisis that we are in as a nation, anything from the tax code to you name it, energy utility policy, which are incredibly important to both Republicans and Democrats. Our fiscal house is in extreme disarray, and whatever your policy positions are, nobody can argue that $20 trillion in debt, $60 trillion in owed services, $60 trillion in debt on those owed services is a detriment to this nation. And so I am proudly in support of the President of the United States, and I was a supporter of Cruz before I was a supporter of Trump. So is the man flawed? Absolutely. But I think every person in this room is flawed, and I am flawed as well. I mean, I think that we all need to be met with grace in our pursuit to serve. And if you look at somebody who's willing to forego their extreme financial opportunity to try to better the country, that's commendable and respectable in my opinion. And I know I just lost a lot of friends in this room, but I have to speak my truth and say what I believe. I met the person, that was my experience. Being on the campaign trail, even for Donald Trump, was lonely, but I did it because I believed it was the right direction for our nation based off of his policies and his direction. And in that experience, I was named as the youngest female to chair the Electoral College in the history of the state. So I don't think that he is anti-woman by any means. That's not been my experience on a direct basis, but that has absolutely been the rhetoric that is spread far and wide every day in the media.